Alright guys, so we're going to get started with the butchering of this quail. The first thing I'm going to do is I got some brand new sharp scissors. Oops. What's going on everybody? Welcome back to the Hidden Heights farm vlog. My name is Kevin and we're going to have a little bit of an exciting day here on the farm. I'm trying to get an early start here before it gets too hot because we are in Oklahoma and it's the middle of August. And many of you that's been following us know that Rachel and I both work full-time jobs, but we live on a farm and we try to kind of lead a little of a homestead life. The main thing is growing our own food in forms of protein, meat, the animals, the cattle that we used to raise. Now we raise mostly goats, but we've butchered sheep, chickens, hogs, and of course the garden. I don't know if you guys can see it there behind me or not, in forms of vegetables and all that. We also got a few fruit trees, but today is a special day because if you guys have been following us, you know that we've raised these quail that we got from Dutch from Keeping It Dutch's YouTube channel. And today's the day that we are going to butcher some of the males that we hatched out of the eggs that we got from Dutch. So we want our kids to be a part of this. So here in just a few minutes, I'm going to walk over to the quail pen or the quail hutch and gather all the males that we want to butcher and get them brought over here. I got a little butchering table station set up. Pretty simple actually. You got the table, you got some scissors, paper towels, and a igloo cooler there that we are going to put some ice water in to throw them in there as we clean them. And then later on we'll take them in the house and shrink wrap or vacuum pack them in some food saver bags so we can store them away in the freezer until we're ready to cook them. We're not going to cook them today. We're going to let them sit in the freezer for a little bit. But anyways, back to what I was saying is we have two small children. Kaya, she's 7, and Caleb is 9. And we want them to learn as much as this homesteading life as they possibly can. And they have been a part of these quail since the beginning until now, today, the end. You know, they helped me set the eggs in the incubator. They helped me feed the quail. They helped me transport them over to the quail hutch so they can finish their growing. And I think these are about 8 weeks old now. So here in a second, I'm going to walk over there and we'll catch them. Like I said, we're only going to kill the males. We're going to keep 1 or 2 males, depending on how many females we end up with. We'll have to see how that goes. But all right, so let's take a walk over to the quail hutch and see how many of these Coturnix male quail that we can come up with to butcher today. Alright, so we're walking over to the quail hutch and here's one of our tom turkeys. For those of you that are new, that are not subscribed, I ask you guys please subscribe to the channel if you guys like what you see and you want to see tons of videos of farm animals, mostly goats, turkeys, chickens, and hopefully soon hogs again. We used to always raise hogs, we just don't have any right now. And guys, we raise 3 different kinds of goats. We have a pygmy herd, which is over here. You guys can't hardly see them because they're behind that hay bale feeder. And we got the black Spanish turkeys, we got Spanish goats and Kiko goats. And right now we're walking over here to this quail pen. Ignore these noisy chickens. If they don't be quiet, I might have to butcher them as well. But these are our Coturnix quail. And we're going to see how many males we have in here. I got this cage up here. I'm going to stick them in here as I catch them to separate the males and the females. And depending on how many females we have, we'll put a couple males back in with them, or maybe just one. We'll have to see. Because this right here is our older set of quail. We got 4 hens and a male quail in here, and they are our main laying hens. But as you can see in here, I don't know how well you can see these eggs. These hens have started laying too, so they're of age to butcher and they're starting to reproduce. So let's reach in here and start getting these quail out of here and get them separated. Alright guys, I know it's dark in here, but on this particular breed of Coturnix quail, this is a male here. You see this red colored chest, and I'll try to grab a female as well and show you. But these red colored chest means that he is a male. Alright, and here's the difference. This is a female. You see those speckles? She has a lighter chest on her. Lighter color, I mean. That's a female there. Alright guys, so it looks like we wound up with 8 males, so I'm going to pick the biggest one and put it back in here with these females. There's 2, 4, 6, there's 7 females in here, so I'm going to catch the biggest male and put it back in here. Looks pretty good. There you go. Okay guys, so we got the quail out here, and I got them in this little hardware cloth cage, and they keep jumping up and hitting their heads on the wire, and now some of them's bleeding a little bit, so we're gonna go ahead and get them butchered. I got my family out here. I got Rachel, Kaya, and Caleb, and we're gonna get set up, and I'm going to talk to the kids about this process because they have never seen butchering quail. They've been around where we butcher deer, chickens, and stuff like that, but this is the first time on these quail, so it's first time for me and Rachel as well, so hopefully we do a good job. Alright guys, so first things first, we got a cooler full of ice like I showed you earlier. We're going to put some water in there, and this is all clean. You want it to be sanitary and clean. And as soon as you get these quail butchered, you want to put them right into this ice water. Alright, so there's that. And this cage isn't the best cage for doing this. Live and learn like everything else. This is just one I had that we've transported some chickens or some little baby chicks in or something. Put this block on here. And as you can see, they keep jumping up and hitting their head on this wire, and they're bleeding just a little bit. Alright guys, do you guys know why we raise most of the animals on our farm?
No. So we can eat them?
Right. Because we don't always just want to have to go to the grocery store to buy our food, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so like the other times when we butcher the deer and some of the chickens you guys seen me do in the past, it's going to be a little bit bloody, right? It's going to make a mess, which we can clean that all up. And the main thing is, we raise our animals to be happy and healthy, and we don't want to cause them any harm or pain. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to kill them very quickly, so they're not sitting here suffering, okay? As you can see, they already kind of scratched their head up a little bit and they're bleeding. So we're going to go ahead and get started on this. We're going to get these scissors, and I'm going to hold it over this bucket. I'm going to cut his head off.
Hold on.
Alright guys, this is your warning. I'm not going to try to show everything so it's not too graphic, but this animal will lose its life here in just a minute. I am fixing to dispatch this quail, and we're going to butcher it, so if you guys aren't comfortable with watching that, you might fast forward a bit or not watch the rest of this video. But so we're going to start doing this now, and you know, like everything else, God provided animals for people to eat, so this is not a bad thing. We raise these quail for dual purpose food, 1 for the eggs and 2 for the meat, right? And you guys seen how fast these grew. Remember when we hatched them in the incubator from eggs? And look how big it is now. It's been 8 weeks and they're already laying eggs themselves. So God creates some beautiful, awesome creatures, right? Alright guys, so we're going to get started with the butchering of this quail. The first thing I'm going to do is I got some brand new sharp scissors. Oops. Alright guys, so I got a brand new pair of sharp scissors. We're going to put it right down on his neck towards his body, and we're just going to chop his head off with these scissors real quick. He won't feel anything, and here we go. Alright, and then you just hold the bird over the bucket and let it all bleed out. And he's already dead, guys. He don't feel nothing now. If you see it moving, it's just his nerves and his muscles moving, okay? And that's part of it. That's part of living on the farm and having a homestead. And learning how to make grow your own food, right?
I want to see.
There he is right there. We're just letting him bleed out. Okay, so watch out because he might start, you want to see?
What?
She just wanted to see what it looked like.
What is it?
Alright.
And another plus to raising our own food is we know what's in the meat.
Alright, so we know there's not no bad chemicals or medicine or anything else in this. Alright guys, so we're going to carry on with this butchering. The next process is to clip his wings off as close as you can to the body. And having a nice pair of scissors like this that are super sharp really helps out a lot. Alright. Alright, and then I'm gonna go ahead and cut off his feet just right above his knees. I got a bug on my neck. Alright. And then there's Alright guys, so there's a couple different ways to butcher quail, and if you guys watch videos, there's several people that do it different. The way we're going to do it is the quickest way. We're going to skin them with the feathers on and everything. Some people that butcher these and that want to cook them different ways, they'll just pluck them, they'll dip them in the hot water like 160 degrees for just a few seconds, and that helps the feathers come out. But in this case, we are just going to skin them. So I'm just going to pull up a little part of its skin. I'm going to clip it to where I can kind of get my fingers in there. And then it just kind of comes right out.
Whoa, that's cool.
Let me back up a little bit. And you just kind of just keep peeling it. There's some fat and feathers all over it. And we can rinse it off as soon as we get this peeled off here. But this is the fastest way to butcher these quail.
Whoa. This looks like a dead chicken.
Yep, it does look like a chicken. It's just like a chicken, except it's a lot smaller.
Yeah. It's pretty hot out there. Could I go out here? Could I go get some water?
Alright guys, so got most of it off. We'll spray it off with some water here in a minute. But I'm going to go ahead and cut its tail end off. Get all those feathers off like that. And then what we're going to do is cut down its spine on both sides.
Ooh. That looks weird.
Pretty much what you're doing is you're just cutting its spine out, and I'll show you guys why in just a second.
Is that egg? No.
So we got that cut. Do it like that. And these innards come out really easy. Hopefully you guys can see okay. We're not going to save none of the innards this time around. We're just butchering these quail pretty quick just for the meat pretty much. Alright, so you guys watch out. I'm going to spray it off with the water hose. Get the rest of these feathers off here. Will you hand me that water hose, Caleb?
Yes.
Alright, thank you. Alright guys, so I'm just rinsing it off. You can see I got the breast and the legs here. And you basically just want to rinse it off to get all the rest of the feathers, everything else off of it.
Blood.
Yeah, get all the blood off. And it will go right into the
Grass.
little cooler that we have full of ice water, because you want to get these cooled down really quickly after you butcher them. Get everything out of there.
What was that?
Part of its lungs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we'll kind of get that out. Alright, so there it is. That's the, I got some grass on it from dropping it, but we can get that off. So that's it. See, this part right here is its breast, like on a chicken. It's the good white meat. And then you got its legs.
Oh, that's nice.
I wonder
So
if
that
there could
one-
be quail eggs. I mean, quail
Well,
legs.
Well, guys, these are all males that we're butchering, okay? We're just butchering all the males because we're going to keep all the females over there in our quail hutch. That way we can have more eggs. And every 6 weeks, we'll have a new batch of quail to butcher. Once they get six weeks old, they're full grown. And they start laying eggs. And then the ones with the red chest, remember when I showed you guys, the ones with the red chest are the males. And the ones with the white speckled chest are the females. And we'll eventually have too many females. We'll have to butcher some of those or sell them. But I'm going to get this guy in some ice water and grab the next one and do another one. Alright guys, so butchering these quail, raising these quail, the whole process of these quail are super easy. And if you guys watch Dutch over at Keeping It Dutch on his channel, he started raising these quail before we did. And these are where these come from. And he shows you guys, you can raise them in your garage, you can raise them right in your backyard. If you guys live in the city, you don't have a lot of space, this is something you guys can do to be more self-sufficient. So we're going to let Rachel do one now. She's never butchered a quail or a chicken here, so she's going to do her first quail. So let's see if she can do it. Then you know, everybody can do it, right?
Well, that was mean.
All right, this is Rachel's first time.
Right.
Just remember to do it just real fast and hard with your scissors, so you don't have to get that close to his body. Just get right behind his head if you want.
Like here?
Yeah, that's fine. Just do it real fast and swift.
Okay.
And hold it over the bucket. Hold it down a little bit. Okay, fast.
Thank you, Mr. Quail. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, he's done.
Okay.
Good job.
Good job, Mom. It's still moving of its nerves.
Yeah.
His muscles and his nerves, his spasms a little bit.
You know, like when you kill a snake and it still moves? That's, yeah.
Right.
No.
It's not that bad. You know, taking anything's life is not a fun thing. But this is something we're trying to teach our kids. You know, you don't know what the future holds. We've been explaining to them here and there. What if there's not grocery stores in the future? What if America is in a big economic loss and people have to homestead or have to have the farm life? And even if you live in you know, in the city, in a development or something where you just have like a quarter of an acre, this is something that you guys can do to live. The quail are very easy to raise. They grow super quick, they reproduce quick, and they're ready to go in the freezer or your oven or whatever really quick. So we really like these quail. They're fun to raise, and we like eating them. I don't think the kids have ever eaten them, but we're going to eat some here pretty soon.
And it's important the kids have seen the whole process from egg, and then we hatched them, raised them up, and now we're butchering them.
What do you guys think about this? You guys learning anything?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Think
important.
you could do this when you get a little bigger?
Yeah.
It's important. We got to teach both of them, especially Caleb, to be provider for his family one day in
Right.
case he has to do this.
All right. You ready to?
Okay, now I got to do the wings.
And guys, that's why it's very important to treat animals with respect the whole time that we're raising them and make sure they have good, happy lives, right? Because they a lot of them give their lives to us. That way we can eat them or do whatever, you know.
That's why God provided us a lot of these animals.
Without meat, we wouldn't have, like, nothing.
Yeah, and we garden for our good vegetables. Okay, and then...
Good job.
And see, we're still treating the birds with respect and being gentle. Yep.
Because most of the people.
And now we take the
butcher
feathers.
Yeah,
with
kind of rip its chest skin off of its breast a little bit, where you can. Well, you don't have the feathers. Just kind of take the skin and kind of rip it a little until you can see some of the meat,
Oh,
and then you
okay.
can kind of start pulling it away. it's kind of...
I got it.
Yeah, so when we started this, it was super shady out here and kind of cloudy because it was sprinkling and raining a little bit this morning. Now we're out here in the hot sunshine, so I should have put this over under the tree, but we've only got a few more left to do.
There we go.
So what she's doing here is, like I explained earlier, you're just kind of undressing the bird, you're pulling its skin off, and the feathers are in the skin, so this just makes it way easier. But some people, like chefs and restaurants, they like the skin to be left on because it gives them a little more flavor. But this go around, we just wanted to do this quickly, and we're going to give it a shot like this.
And guys, maybe we will show you a video of us eating the thing and see how it tastes.
Maybe we will. We'll have to see, right?
Yeah, we're not going to do that today. We're going to go ahead and we're going to
after we get done with these,
them.
we're going to put these in a vacuum sealed bag, and that way we can stick them in the freezer until we're ready. And I had an idea of putting about 6 in one bag, because that's about the servings probably that would be good for us as a family of 4, but we'll just do these 7 since there's 7. I think that's how many, or 8, I can't remember now.
It takes me a little bit longer than it does Kevin.
Alright, so she's got all the feathers cut off, and now she's going to take the spine out so she can take all the internal organs and such out. Innards. Pretty easy way of butchering a quail, I guess. It don't take very long.
That's not too bad.
No.
I've done this with chickens, but never the quail. Okay, we're ready to rinse.
Okay. Alright, so she's got all the innards cleaned out. Now she's going to rinse it out. Get all the feathers and the blood off. Turn the pressure up a little more. Hold that for your mom, Caleb.
Yeah, hold this. Just hold it right there.
Hold it real still. And guys, we're leaving a lot of the fat on there just for flavor. These quail got a little bit of fat on them, and that ain't gonna hurt nothing. Just add a little bit of flavor to them when you're cooking them. Looking good. Main thing is just getting all the feathers out.
What was that yellow stuff?
Part of the fat. Alright, I think it's pretty clean.
Alright, so I'll stick her in the freezer.
Okay. Alright.
Cooler. Some ice water.
That was my very first
Good job.
quail butcher.
Alright guys, you seen Rachel do one, and I'm going to get started on these, do the rest, and then we'll see you here in a minute in the kitchen when we start putting these things in freezer in a vacuum, whatever they're called.
Vacuum seal bag.
Vacuum seal bags, yeah. Alright guys, so we got them, got the quail cooled off, got them in the house, and now what we're going to do is place them on this cookie sheet to kind of drip dry a little bit before we put them in the food saver bag and vacuum seal them in the freezer bag to store in the freezer. They ain't got to be perfectly dry, you just don't want them to be soaking wet when you put them in that bag. It might help them, keep them from getting freezer burnt, but actually they're not going to be in our freezer very long. Hopefully we cook them before too long. We're just not going to cook them right this instant, so that's why we're going to go ahead and stick them in the freezer. Okay guys, so we don't have any of the regular size freezer bags, and I went to Walmart yesterday and they don't even carry the Food Saver vacuum bags anymore. So all I have right now on hand is these long ones, which will probably work okay. I'm just going to start sliding these in there one by one. And it should store fine in the freezer. I would rather have the bigger size bags, but you can only do with what you got. Alright, so there we go. And I'm going to trim this down so we can get a good vacuum and seal it, hopefully. Squeeze them down in there. So we've had this for a few years, so it's kind of an older model, so hopefully it works okay for this. Okay, so there it is, guys. We got our quail in this Food Saver vacuum bag. We're going to get it stuck in the freezer. And thank you guys for watching this video. That's how you do quail. If you guys have been following us for a while, you've seen us raise them all the way from hatching eggs in the incubator until today. They're 8 weeks old as of now, and now they're going in our freezer and they're ready to cook. So if you guys are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, click that notification bell, and we'll see you next time.